Hi, thanks for joining me. I want to talk about today the courage that it takes to set boundaries. In the news this week, we heard about the American gymnast Simone Biles, who decided that she was going to set boundaries and say, no, stop, I cannot do this. Even though she was training for years for this competition, she said no. She got all the way there moments before it was to happen, and she decided to put her health first and say no. That is such a difficult word for us to say, especially when we've been traumatized and we've been abused and we continue to live through those memories. We struggle to say the word no to people. We're afraid. We're afraid of what the repercussions are going to be and how people are going to treat us after we say no, or how they're going to react in that moment when we say no. Will they get violent? Will they start yelling? Will they call me names? Will they stop talking to me? Will they be rude? Will they yell? Will they scream? Will they cause a public scene? All of those things go through our head because we were traumatized, because we were abused. Now, with Simone, she has gone through a lot. She has been sexually assaulted, and then she had some family issues as well with her brother. And I can only imagine that she's been dealing with those situations through therapy and continues to work on herself, because she said, all of these years I've been competing for the country, for the USA, and I lost sight of who I am. And figuring out who I am by saying, no, I can't do this because mentally I am not ready, it takes so much courage, and it's so commendable, because a lot of people can't do that. They're too afraid. So I just want to applaud her and say bravo, great job. You are an outstanding, strong woman who has received proper help and has accepted it and is working on herself and has the strength to say no because of all of the hard work she's put in. Everybody, no matter what they've gone through in life, they struggle because of their past, because somebody's made them feel uncomfortable or not safe at one time or another. And when we feel uncomfortable, it stays in our body. And then when we have another similar situation, that feeling comes back. And that's called a triggering moment. And I can only imagine in Simone's position, being back in competition, being back at the mat, and being back in the environment that she recalls being abused in, after coming forward and fighting to have her abuser put away. It must be so difficult for her. Like, I can't even imagine that pain. To have to relive those memories and be triggered. That it just must have been very overwhelming for her. And a lot of people don't understand that, that happened years ago, or, that's been out of the court system now for a year or two. They look at it from, well, it's happened, it's in the past, so she should be over it by now. It should be done and over with. So why is she making a big deal about this now? I will tell you from experience that, yes, coming forward and sharing your story and having someone convicted and having them get punished in their country by laws that they're bound by. That's just, it's the end, but it's also the beginning of dealing with this, dealing with all of the trauma and accepting that this happened to me. It shouldn't have happened. And now I have proof that it shouldn't have happened because the legal system determined that. It's not just me. And you start to, in your brain, you start to make sense of things. And it's a slow process. It happens over years. And one of my therapists told me, you know, Janine, you were abused over a span of 23 years. It's going to take you a long period of time to feel like you're comfortable and feel like you're back to whoever you are and find yourself. It just doesn't happen overnight. The healing just doesn't, you know, you go to therapy and you feel better. It just doesn't happen that way. So accepting the fact that it takes time and it takes a lot of effort and work to get yourself to a point where you can stand up and say, I am not going to do this. I cannot do this. I mentally cannot do this, and my body physically cannot do this. I am saying no. Whether it be competing at the Olympics, competing in a bodybuilding competition, which is what I went through, or getting to a point where you're just having a bad day and you just say no to your friends. I'm not going out tonight. I can't do it. I'm just not capable of doing it tonight. Saying no and setting boundaries is so freeing. But yet it's also very scary because through all of the years of trauma, you have been led to believe that when you say no, you will be punished in some sort of way. Physically, mentally, the words, the names, they come back in that situation. But the more, when you're healing, the more that you say no to people and the more that you focus on yourself, which is not selfish at all. It is healthy, extremely healthy. You have to protect yourself. You have to feel comfortable in this world. You can only control yourself. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks about you. You do what's right for you. It's so mind-blowing when somebody says to you, well, everybody else is going out tonight. Just get some clothes on. Like, just go and get some clothes out of the closet and get them on and I'll pick you up. Or, hey, I've wanted to go out with you for a long time. You keep saying no. I'm coming over to pick you up. You get that anxiety inside you and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just go? But there's nothing wrong with you. If you don't want to do it, or you're not ready to do it, or you don't feel comfortable going, say no. If you say yes, you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel like you've let yourself down, like you've lost control. And losing control is a horrible feeling for somebody who's been traumatized. It's like saying, you know, yes, I'll go, and then you end up going and you feel sick to your stomach. You might actually feel like, you know, your stomach is rumbling and you need a bathroom, or you want to get sick, or you're not hungry, or you're just uncomfortable, or you're nervous because you don't feel like you need to be there and you feel awkward, or you just can't get into the moment of feeling happy with whomever you're with because you don't want to be there. Your mind is elsewhere. Your mind is thinking, why are we here? I just want to be in my pajamas. I just want to be at home. I just want to be at home. I just want to be at peace. I need the time to be at peace. Why is that so difficult for us to say, no, I'm taking care of myself? Or no, I need time by myself. There's nothing wrong with that. But yet we feel that there is because of the abuse, neglect, or harm that we have gone through. So what I want to do is I want to practice in different ways this week by just accepting what we want in the moment, who we are, who we need to be, and being at peace with that. When we say no, we don't think about, oh no, did I hurt somebody's feelings? Oh no, are they going to talk to me again? You know what? If they don't talk to you again, they weren't your friend. Just like your mom told you when you were growing up. Real people, real friends that care will allow you to say no without feeling guilty. The guilt comes in when we ourselves have gone through the abuse and we feel like, oh, there's going to be repercussions for, saying no, or we're going to be harmed, or our safety is at risk, or our friendship is at risk. We place those negative thoughts in our head because that's what our past has shown us. So separating that and knowing who your true friends are, and you know what? Who cares if they don't call you back? Who cares? Who cares if that person is upset? Oh wow, that's not your problem. That's their problem. You're taking care of you. You're taking care of what you need in that moment. So think about it that way. What you can do, as always, is breathe in that moment before you're going to say no, because it's so difficult. Just breathe. Just take that deep breath in and blow it out through the mouth, and it relaxes you. It gets you back to, okay, let's think about this. Let's get on the right page, and let's move forward with the decision that I'm making, because it's the right decision. It's the right decision for me. Be kind to yourself. All those bullying thoughts that are going up in your brain here, you need to say to yourself, number one, is it true? No, it's not true. Okay. Number two, is it good information? No, it's not good information. Number three, is it useful? Is it useful information? Is it something that I can take with me and use down the road? No, because there's no fact behind it, because it's all BS. So those three questions, is it true? Is it good? Is it useful? Ask yourself that. And if the answer is no to all of those questions, then you know for sure that you're making the right decision. Saying no and staying home and being by yourself, or being with your family, or being with your loved one, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whomever it is that puts you at ease and relaxes you, is the right thing to do. In Simone's case, it was just being there and supporting her team, not competing, because for whatever reason, she felt uncomfortable. She felt that she wasn't safe, and she felt that she couldn't compete. So she made the decision, she put up the boundary, and she said, I'm not doing this. No. That's what we need to do. We need to do it more often. Feeling better about saying no comes with practice. The more you do it, the more you feel good about it. if you're doing it all the time and you're stuck inside all the time and you're not getting any type of communication from the outside world, friends, family, then that becomes an issue. So that's a bit extreme, and you want to make sure that you're still communicating, but you're taking time for you, whether it's a night or a weekend, and you just want to stay in your pajamas and veg and Netflix. That is okay. So remember that. Remember, it's okay. So a few things tonight that we've learned is breathing. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth before you make a deep decision that you feel is could cause some potential harm. Then you're going to ask yourself 3 questions before you make that decision. Are the thoughts that I'm having about doing this true? Are they good? Are they useful? If the answer is no, then you know you've made the right decision. So for tonight, I'm being asked to go out, and I'm saying in my head to myself, I don't think I want to. I don't feel comfortable. I just want to stay in my pajamas. I just want to stay home with my dogs and my son. But I don't want to hurt their feelings. So what do? Do I make up a lie? No, that's not like me. I don't want to lie. It's okay for me to say I am staying home. I need some time. I just want to stay home this weekend. I don't want to go out, and I don't want company. And now in my head I'm thinking, if I say that I don't want company and I don't want to hang out with people, they might think that I don't like them anymore, or there might be some sort of idea in there that I'm being rude. So how do I say this? And then I think, oh, maybe it's just easier to go. Maybe I should just go, and that way I won't have to think about how I need to deal with this, and I won't feel guilty. I won't feel like, oh gosh, what is this person gonna do? What are they gonna say? Are they gonna get mad at me? Are they gonna tell me that I say no all the time? And in my mind that tells me that, okay, they just told me I say no all the time, so I'm no good. I'm not a good friend. It's my problem. I should just be saying yes. And the cycle starts. But wait a second. Is that true? Have they said that? Did they tell me that? No. Even if they did, that's not the truth. Okay, so number 2, is it good? No, that's not good information. That's not positive. Why am I even thinking this? Why do I constantly go to the negative? Okay, now number 3. Is this information useful? Can I use this later on? No, it's not factual. So I can't use this information. This is just me assuming that this could possibly happen and might happen. So what should I do? So you know what? That's it. My decision to say no is a good one. So I'm going to say no. And you don't have to say a long explanation. You can simply say no, not this weekend. No, not tonight. But thank you. And that's it. And when you first do it, you start to feel uneasy afterwards because you feel like you've just let somebody down. But that feeling doesn't last very long because you're in your pajamas, you're on your couch, you're in your chair, you're with your dogs, and you're comfortable. And you're doing exactly what you wanted to do. And you have control, which is what you should have over yourself. Only you should be in control of you. It's not easy. It certainly isn't comfortable. but it is doable. And when you do it, it feels good. So I will leave you with that. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me. And thank you so much for watching me. If you enjoyed this video, please follow me, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any comments or questions, you can put them below. Thanks. Have a good night.